This is Gail Kovac with Gresham Barlow School District. This is summer school, high school credit recovery, algebra 1A, learning target number 6. I can find the slope given 2 coordinate points. So related to target number 5, when we were finding the slope given the graph, we were looking for how to get from one point to another, how much you go up or down compared to how much you go right or left, and writing that as a ratio expressed as a fraction. So in this case, we don't have the picture, so we can't count how many steps to go from one point to the other. We're going to have to figure it out just by using the numbers here. So if you recall, we were just talking about up and down, left and right. Well, here, your x values, that is how much you go right or left, either positive or negative. And your y values are how much you go up or down to get to the next point. So that's going to be x right or left, your first number in the coordinate point, and your y is going to be your second number in your coordinate point. So these first numbers are your x's, the second number are the y's. So the change in the y's is going to tell you how much up or down, and the change in the x's is going to show you how much right or left. So let's start with the up or down. So from 3 to 11, how far did we go? We started at 3 and we went up to 11. So that's an additional 8. We went up 8. So my first number is going to be plus 8. That's the number on the top for my slope. The first numbers, that's your change in x. That's going to go from negative 11 to negative 9. So we're both below the 0 here, from down at negative 11, and then we go up a couple to negative 9. So that was plus 2. So now let me express this as a ratio. How much did we go up or down? That's the green one here. That's your change in y. So that's positive 8 over how much did we go left or right? That's your positive 2. Now that is perfectly fine as your slope if you want to leave it like that. Some people like to reduce this as you could a fraction, and in this case both 8 and 2 are divisible by 2. So that would be equivalent to 4 over 1, or just a slope of positive 4 if you would like. For me, this is correct, and this is correct. I would personally stop here so that you don't leave any room for errors when you're reducing. Let's try it again with this example. So remember, slope is how much you change top and bottom compared to how much you change side to side. So let's start here with the change in y. That's the second numbers. So we went from, in this case, negative 19 to negative 17. So both of those below the 0, we're all the way down at negative 19. We have to go only a couple steps up to get negative 17. So that's up 2, plus 2. All right, let's try now the x's. That's how much you go right or left. We went from 19 down to 9. Notice that the number has reduced in this case. It was up at 19 and it went down to 9. In that case, we went down 10 steps. 19 take away 10 is equal to 9. So now we have our two values, our change in y and change in x. That's how much you had to go up or down and how much you had to go right or left to get to the next point. In this case, we had to go up 2 and we had to go backwards 10. So we've got a negative slope. This line would be decreasing as opposed to this positive one that would be increasing. So again, for me, that right there is correct. You can leave it like that if you like. Or if you would like to reduce, I see both of these are even numbers and they can be divided by 2 again. You could leave this as 1 over negative 5. You could also express that as -1/5 or just -1/5. All of these are completely correct. So slope, you don't necessarily need the picture if you can count or figure out the difference of how those up and down numbers have changed compared to how much those side-to-side numbers have changed. You can kind of visualize it in your head and just imagine the counting from one to the other to get slope in a similar fashion.